we should be live.
Hello, everybody out there in YouTube world. I'm James J. This is our very first broadcast of the Midwest Motorsports new version 2.0. Did we say? Welcome, everybody. Again, this is a Indianapolis road course practice session. Just a fun run we're having on an off night, Thursday. Road series, road course race. We got mixed classes with GT4s and the next gen Cup drivers. The truck drivers were also invited. Not sure how much participation we have on a short notice, but I think I got Ant Castor in the room with me. Hey, Ant, how's it going?
Oh, it's going great, man. How are you doing?
Great. Thanks a lot for setting up this session. I think this is the first time for the Midwest Motorsports Cup Series to be at the Indy road course. Is that right?
It's not the first time we've had the Cup Series out here, but it is the first time we've had both the Cup and GT at the same track in the same week.
Mixed series. That's got to be a lot of fun. I see you out here running, going into turn one. What do you think we're going to see on Sunday?
Oh, man. You're going to see a mixture of JT and looks like Walker might have something for JT, but JT is going to have a strong car here. He always does. And you're going to see some mayhem going down in the one. A lot of off tracks and that new debris particle effect coming into play this weekend.
What are some of the big differences you've seen out of the new update?
You're definitely seeing a lot more dirt being thrown on the track. If you look in the chicane there coming out of turn 3, there should be some gravel accumulated there right now. I don't know if you're riding on board with me or not, but
yeah, I'd recommend hopping into the car with them and go through that corner. You can see a lot of debris after the two cars that were just going through there have kicked up all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, if you want to take a flyer with me, James.
Yeah, I do. Looks like you're winding down to the end of the lap now.
Yeah, these next gens, you got to be real easy on the throttle to reduce that wheel spin.
We are riding with you.
And you got to brake really early to get this thing wound down to go through a corner. Keep the RPMs down going through. Take these things wide. Right up here. See a little bit of gravel down there.
Nice.
Yep. Coming through here. I cleaned up a little bit of it. Ooh. Cleaned up a little bit of it. But these cars, you definitely gotta drive them way different than the GT4s. I'm sure if you go on a hot lap with one of the fast GT4 guys, you'll see they're braking way later than us, and they're carrying a lot more speed through these corners.
Now you're working in the S's here. You're using some of the curbing, I see.
Oh yeah, definitely using as much curbing as possible. That's no different than the GT4s. Using as much curbing as possible here. You kind of got to modulate the throttle and get on the brakes early so you can get wound down and keep the car under control. Looks like I got some GT4s stacked up behind me here. Cut this curb as much as possible and back onto the front stretch here.
That is a full lap with Ant Castor currently P6 on the timing boards out of 14, so that's not bad. Not bad at all, Ant.
Awesome. Yeah, I think I'm second in, well, I hope I'm second with the next gens.
Yeah, you're currently second in class for the next gens.
I'll take that.
It does appear that quite a few of our next gen drivers are struggling, however, on the track. I'm seeing an awful lot of overheated brakes. There's all kinds of smoke coming off them. Don't know if they're panicking due to the GT4s catching them, though.
That's Taylor. I wonder who's right behind Ant in the gold McLaren.
I think it's Pablo.
Kyle Ryan or Pablo Araya.
Yeah, I think I have him on straight stretch speed, but he's definitely got me in the corners.
All right. Let's see if we can get him up here in the booth. I think I saw him down there.
He can tell me to get the heck out of the way. Oh, there's the bumper.
Or you could just use the good old chrome horn.
Yeah, I'll have to ask him. That's an oval move there.
Oh, no, he just left. Oh, well. Let's see.
Might be back.
Hopefully he'll come back. We got Taylor Montague. Let's see if I can bring him up here. Switch to his car, and then we will bring in our buddy. There he is. Following Pablo Araya is Taylor Montague. Bear with me, Taylor. We're going to come to you here. We're following you around. Riding with you on stream right now. Hey, Taylor, it's James, Ant, and Josh in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Great, man. Great. Well, we saw you finally got around Ant there, and Pablo had to use a little chrome horn, and you followed him through as well. First of all, Taylor, how you doing tonight, and what are you doing in the McLaren?
I'm doing good, and, just kind of trying something a little bit different. I've been running the Merc for the last couple seasons, so decided, you know what, in practice tonight, let's hop in the McLaren and just kind of see how it feels and see if I'm gonna, kind of betray the Merc for a little bit.
Well, how did you do in the Indy road course just the other night, Tuesday night, for the road series season finale?
Not too well, and unfortunately, I think I eked out a 25th. Started 27th because I just could not get a time there during qualification, and I think I ended up 25th. Had a couple of unfortunate spins there in the last turn, and just kind of took myself out of the race, unfortunately.
Hey, that happens sometimes,
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like, they say it's kind of like pizza and sex. Even if it's a bad day in the sim rig, is better than a good day at work, right?
Oh, absolutely.
That's where
Absolutely.
Even when it's bad, it's still pretty good. Hey, Ant, you got anything for Taylor?
Hey, Taylor. So are you feeling any differences there with the McLaren versus the Mercedes?
Yeah, so far I've actually, to me it feels, at least with my driving style, a little bit more planted. I feel like I'm actually able to carry just a bit more speed into the corners and get a little bit, on the throttle a little bit earlier there after the apex. So it's, it's a lot different than that boat of a front engine rear wheel drive Merc. So it's for sure out of my comfort zone, but willing to learn it.
Oh, that's awesome. So is there anything in the road series coming up next season that you're particularly excited for? Is it the GT3, GT4 Clash type setup, or?
I'm actually really looking forward to that, being able to kind of see more of a, the pros being there in the GT3s, the amateurs being in the GT4s, having that multi-class racing again. We had that several years ago or several seasons ago, and just definitely looking forward to all the aspects of the multi-class racing, especially with guys that I race with every weekend, week in, week out, and kind of know what they're going to be doing, and play it safe without causing too much of a wreck or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, you're pacing pretty quick for talking, man. You're pretty good at this multitasking.
I'm actually kind of surprised at how good I'm at multitasking right now, because normally I feel like I can only focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah, you got to start driving and talking.
Definitely.
Yeah, right.
Definitely.
Pressure's clearly off on you in this whole entire session. I bet you is what's doing it.
Probably. Yeah, not having to worry about like the Tuesday night losing it there in the last turn and spinning around, at least facing the right direction, have Daniels on the left and somebody else come there on the right. Somehow managed to not get a 4X out of that.
Is there any one race in particular that sticks out in your brain over the last season, or maybe a specific battle you had with somebody, or any aspect of the season that you remember?
I mean, the fact that I got my very first league win this season definitely ranks really high up there with kind of how this season was. You know, I will say work kind of got me a little messed up where I wasn't able to race as much as I would have liked to, and had a few sessions where I did have to leave due to work. But you know, being able to get out that first win was amazing, and you know, still going to be holding on to that for a while.
Yeah, you should. Well, we appreciate you joining and racing with us as much as you can, and thanks for joining us again tonight. And we're looking forward to another fun season next season, and probably a couple of more fun runs like this between now and the new year and the next season.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it, and I'll definitely be back for this next season.
Thanks, Taylor. Thanks for joining us, man. We're gonna go. I guess I got to show our NASCAR guys some love, so I'm going to try my best to send you down to the Road Series Race Chatter. If I don't, I'll try to pull you back up in the right one, but we'll try this one first, and I'll make a note. Have a great night, Taylor. Enjoy it. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Have a good one.
Will you guys too?
Oops. Sorry, I cut him off mid-stream. I'm such a rookie. Sorry about that, Taylor. Let's see if I send him to the right one here. And I got him.
Time that folks will actually get to see the backside of things. We aren't always the most professional as much as we want to be.
Exactly. Let's see if I can pull Brandon Thayer up. Is he on a lap? Let's see. How about you, Ant? Is there any, you ran a couple of GT4 races this season. Any race that sticks out in your brain?
Oh, I mean, the Indy road course is probably one of my favorites. It's once you get a groove, it's a fun track to run. There's a lot of twisting and turning, but if I had to say any, it was probably Alton Park stuck in my mind, because that one's a fun technical track that is really demanding that you run it disciplined and you don't go out, because the off tracks will just accumulate if you get sloppy.
Yeah, I saw you getting some John Deere Midwest Motorsports lawn duties out of the way for us there. We appreciate you doing that, keeping the grounds up to date. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. You did really good, and you had some good fast laps. It was fun to see Roxy out there on the track. Rexy, I should say. But now we got Brandon Thayer in the booth. We're riding along as he turns off of the oval into the turn 1 and 2. Hey, Brandon, it's James and Ant and Josh in the booth. You got us?
I got you all. How are you?
Great, man. Great. How are you doing out here in the 64 Cup Next Gen car?
It's a bit of a struggle, and it's definitely a learning curve, but it's a lot of fun.
Looks like it. What do you think we're going to see on Sunday?
I think we're going to see a huge mess turn 1, but a pretty nice going race for the rest of it.
Yeah, it's about the same thing Ant said. If we can get through turn 1 safely, it should be okay. Did you race with the Next Gen cars the last time they came?
Not at the Indy road course, I didn't.
Okay. Right on. Do you have any other experience, or is this your first laps?
I have some experience in a GTP car actually here, but not ever in a Next Gen car, so this will be my first for that.
Judging by the way you're locking up your brakes here, this doesn't quite stop anywhere near as well as a GTP car, I'm guessing.
Oh no, it doesn't. She's like a dump truck, James.
How's your season been going on the Cup side? I know you missed a couple.
Well, it's not been going too hot. I haven't been nearly as consistent as I want to be, but it's a work in progress. We're working towards that.
And it's a long season, a couple of drop races as well. Don't forget we got Ant and Josh in here, so don't talk bad about them, okay?
Don't worry, I won't. I've been loving driving with Ant so far. It's every race that we've been together. It's been an absolute blast, and thank goodness I think he's the only person in the admin team I haven't scrapped with so far.
I try to stay away from scraps.
There's still a chance.
You're right. There's still plenty of the season left.
That's right. Well, 64 looks good, man. I remember, that Charlotte race, I think you were running great. Do you remember what happened on your race?
Yeah, unfortunately, I just went for a strategy where I undercut a lot of people, and I ended up speeding in the pits, and then I was going fine until I believe it was about 15 to go. And when 15 to go came around, I took a little too much apron coming out of turn 4, and I just spun her around and then caught Brandon Cotton up with it, which was really unfortunate.
Oh,
I feel really bad about it, but it was a good race until that moment.
Yeah, I forgot all about that, Brandon. I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No worries.
Man, you were coming through the grass. I mean, obviously you had to rejoin somehow. You were trying your best to get back on the black stuff, right?
Yeah, I was doing my best to stay out of the way, but still recover from the spin. And it was definitely a tough situation to be in, but at the end of the day, I put myself in that situation. So just got to learn what I can from it and walk away better.
Well, it's a good thing Brandon's a nice guy, and he didn't come down in the pit lane after the race was over and shake your driver's helmet or shake your driver's suit or anything, did he? Did y'all have a confrontation on pit road after the race?
No, not at all. He was really kind and sweet about it and very understanding, and that's just the kind of person he is.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. I agree with that. But you were running good, man. I remember you calling you through the pit cycles, cycling up inside the top 5, so that was fine. It's been a lot of fun calling you when you do get the chance to come out, man. So what do you like about Midwest Motorsports, man? What keeps you coming back?
The community, definitely. The togetherness of people, the willingness of working together and talking things through and listening to each other, whether it's on the track, something going on, or something about rules or whatever it might be. It's like a big family, and I absolutely adore it.
Yeah, well, we enjoy having you in here too, man. Thanks for being a long-standing member, man, and we appreciate you. And hopefully we can do this again and have a couple more fun runs between now and the first of the year. But don't forget, we're coming back here. So I'll let you get focused back on practicing for this Sunday's race.
I appreciate it. Thank you three, for having me in the booth, and hope to see you again soon.
Hey, Brandon, real quick question.
What's
Go
up?
ahead.
What is there any corners here that you're having like the most trouble with that you think everybody's going to have an issue with in the race?
That's a tough one. I think the chicane that I'm actually coming up to right now is one of the more difficult parts. But I think something that most people won't be able to get down consistently is the braking points during those long straights, especially the main straight. I think that's one of the most difficult corners to really nail down.
Yeah, the back-to-back chicanes, like the left, right, left.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It feels like once you get this car rotating and you upset that balance, it's just all gone.
Oh yeah, once you lose her, there's no catching her.
That's for sure. Well, that's all I got, James.
Awesome. It looks like you're handling it pretty good there, Brandon.
Doing my best.
Try to move you to the right one. I hope it's the correct one. If it's not, I'll pull down and pull you back up. Okay. But yeah, thanks for joining us, Brandon. Good job.
I appreciate it. Thank you, James.
Good luck Sunday. I forgot all about Brandon. Getting into Brandon last week. Oops, I sent him to the wrong one. I didn't mean to bring up a sore spot. That's racing, I guess.
You know,
is racing.
In hindsight, we can probably name those channels like NG Race Chatter, Truck Race Chatter. You know, that way it ain't just 4 or 5 race chatters just popping up.
That is true.
Add it to the list.
Right.
Man, this track is tricky. It's like you want to pump more front brake bias into the car, but you just end up locking up the fronts once you do that. It's so tricky.
Like I said before, I see a lot of the next gens are locking up their brakes going into, especially the tight right-handers, like coming off the oval section or going. Well, actually, I guess both of them are coming off oval sections.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this left-hander coming down the backstretch has got me a couple times. You feel like you're slowing down enough, and then you're like, I ain't gonna make that corner, and then you just slide straight.
Meanwhile, the chicane after, was it turn 4? It's like the whole outside is just covered in dirt.
Oh, man.
Thankfully, nobody's driving out there yet, so nobody's hitting it.
Yeah, are you turning some laps, Josh?
Oh yeah, of course I am.
Oh, what are you in?
Boy.
I'm in the Porsche.
Nice.
If I can catch you, you'll know me quite easily.
Yeah.
I'm driving a very distinctive Porsche.
Pace car.
Yep.
These
Catch me.
these next gens on the front stretch definitely outpace those GT4s, but the corners, man, they got you.
Well, yeah, I mean, we probably can shift a lot easier into the corners than the, stock cars can. I don't feel that the stock cars shift very well going into corners.
No, they don't. That's the one thing that'll upset the balance in this thing easily.
Yeah. They still feel way too oval based.
That's the fun of wheeling one of these boats around the track.
One of the boats. That's funny. Well, let's bring in Kyle Ryan. We haven't talked to him much this season at all, so let's get him in here. It's James and Ant and Josh in the booth. Hey, Kyle, you got us?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Welcome.
Great, man. Watching you drive the McLaren around the Indy road course, man. How's it going tonight? You having a good time?
Yeah. This is a welcome difference than the Mark.
Yeah, I was going to ask. You're not the only one that switched over to the McLaren after pretty dominating season from Chase Fincher this season, and he drove the Mercedes. The McLaren, of course. So
I swear, you could put that man in a
choices.
go-kart and he'd be still winning races left and right.
I think so too. What differences are you noticing, Kyle? Are you any faster?
About 2 seconds faster, at least in Indy right now.
Whoa.
Do you feel that is maybe the wing, the downforce, the size of the car?
I honestly think it's coming down to it being a mid-engine.
Yep.
I can throttle out of corners a lot sooner than I can on the Mercedes.
Interesting.
The track might still be fresh in your brain after running 60 minutes.
Yeah, so after CJ and I kind of discussed the idea of sister cars, and he told me what he wanted to run for next season, I went ahead and picked this up, and I took it to Road Atlantic. It's one of my better courses, and immediately felt the difference, and it's welcomed.
And I also hear something about the extra gearing. Seems to have less on the long straights.
So it that really from the limited testing I've done really depends. So like on at Spa, when you're coming out of Eau Rouge, that straight you can hit 6 in the McLaren, but it's not worth doing it. Usually, at least when I was testing it, unless I was in draft, I'd actually lose a mile an hour or two.
Right on. So maybe it's the final drive ratio that's a little longer, kind of spreads the gears out. Maybe.
Yeah, it'd probably be more beneficial to really test it on Bathurst, because that's the only place the Mercedes ever saw 6th gear. So I'm sure I'd be able to tell a better difference there.
Well, great, man. Great. That's good insight. Have you, I mean, it's been a long season for the road series, and is there one race or a couple of races or maybe a battle that sticks out in your mind over the long season?
Well, I was only really in 5 of them, unfortunately. I joined pretty late in the season. the first race at Atlanta, well, yeah, my first race was Atlanta, and the one thing that really sticks out was a small battle I had with Hopper. I caught him coming out of the last corner, and I had more than enough opportunity to get past him into turn one and going back up the hill. And the door was open, and I refused to take it because it being my first race, I didn't want to kill anybody. So I backed out of it completely, and we talked about it afterwards. He's like, "You had the room, you had the time. Surprised you didn't take it." I'm like, "Yeah, I was too hesitant. I'm still new. First race. I don't want to set a precedence of who I am and how I race, you know."
Oh, that's cool. That's one thing that I do like about the road series. Everybody's races with respect, and you really don't want to take anybody else's enjoyment out either. But at the same time, we're racing, so there's a little bit of a fine line there. But now that you get to know each other and you get to racing each other, you leave a gap and take a gap. It seems like once you miss a corner and you're under attack, you kind of give it up and then follow and see if you can find a way to repass. Seemed like there was a lot of that going on this season.
Yeah, no, definitely. Even at the last race, Indy, coming into the last lap, I had pulled over to get out of the way of some leaders, and Brian Sarton was behind me, and we battled a little bit throughout the race, and he had the perfect opportunity to pass me actually in this corner that I'm in right now. But he got a voice. He's like, "I'm not going to do you like that," because I was pulling over for other people. And I respected that. And granted, the points didn't really matter for me, being so late into the season and so few races. So when we pulled up to the finish line, I slammed the brakes to make sure he got his position.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. Really fun.
And Josh, you got anything for Kyle?
Kyle, how's that? I guess you're saying you're 2 seconds faster right now than what you were in the Mercedes. Is any of that you think?
Sorry,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
It's 2 seconds. Well, not right now. I can't when I'm racing and or driving and talking. I can't really do it. Sorry. I definitely cut you off though.
Oh, do you think any of that's it just carrying over from running the race Tuesday night and kind of knowing how your line goes and everything now? Like just being a little familiar with the track is making you faster with it, or do you think it is purely the car?
I do think it is a bit of more familiarity and time in the seat with the track. It helps that right now the track's also like 15 degree Fahrenheit. No, it's almost 20 degree Fahrenheit cooler than it was on race day. So I'm sure that plays a big part in it. One of the issues I was having was brake pressure and trailing with the Mercedes. A lot of the time I'd trail too little and then try to get on throttle a little bit, and the back end was coming out on me. And it's honestly probably more knowledge of the track and just being comfortable. But I know like the turn I'm in now, if I did this in the Mercedes, 9 out of 10 times I'm spinning, and I haven't lifted once in the McLaren.
Nice. Yeah, this is the nice thing about these kind of practice sessions. You guys can hop in and just try out different cars and maybe make that change going into next season.
Oh, for sure.
So what do you think of the running around the next gen cars?
The first couple laps were interesting because I think they were trying to get a better understanding of their capabilities going around the infield. Since then, it hasn't been so bad. I'll get a pass in a corner every now and then, usually around 7 to 10, and then they'll blow by me coming out of 14, and it's kind of back and forth depending on how they're taking their corners.
Yeah,
it's cool seeing so many on track.
Yeah, I've been kicking around the idea of doing like a fun like kind of clash where we get like a nice track that has corners and straight stretches just to even it out and just have the Road Series and Cup just kind of go at it.
Atlanta could be a lot of fun for that. The S's would be disaster.
Definitely.
Go to Atlanta. It'd be madness. Awesome. Well, we're glad you found us, Kyle. Definitely a better league with you in it, man. We appreciate you coming and racing and getting involved in the chat and making the league better for everybody, man. Thanks again.
Yeah, I'm really glad to be here, and I appreciate the warm welcome from everybody that I've had. And I do kind of miss being a viewer, but it's great being behind the wheel.
Right on. Looking forward to next season and seeing what you got, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely hoping you'll stick around and see what's to come.
I'll definitely be here, and feeling a lot more competitive now. So hopefully I'll be being more towards the top.
Right on. That's Kyle Ryan. Thanks, Kyle. I'm going to try to send you to the right race chatter, but I make no promises.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
No worries. Thank you, man. That's Kyle Ryan.
Good guy.
Right.
Indeed. Always good to have people with such high spirits of the league and racing in general.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Sure.
It always makes the racing that much better. You get a bunch of hotheads in the same room. It's never any fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of hotheads, I got just a hothead to bring up. And he's actually not that hot of a head. He's definitely a hot shoe. And he's driving a next-gen car. So we'll see if we can get him up here. He's had some bad luck this season. In the 6 or 7 races we've done this season, point-scoring races, Trevor McLaughlin's not had the finishes that he feels like he deserves, or even I feel like he deserves. He's always seemed to run better than he finishes. And tonight, for some reason, which I hope we can find out, he's running a Kyle Busch paint scheme. I'm not sure what that's all about.
It's very colorful.
Straight, Trevor. What's up? Oh, as he goes around.
We startled him.
Trevor, you got us in the booth?
Kyle Busch. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're not looking close enough. It looks like the M&M's rap.
Should be a ghost, but maybe I clicked on
It's
the
a
wrong
ghost.
thing.
It's just it looks very similar to the M&M's car. That's all.
I can't get close enough. Let's see in the nose view. Yeah, it is a ghost. Thanks for doing that spin out. But yeah, I see it on the bumper down. Just the yellow base with the red and the blue looks very M&M's-ish. So I take it back.
Well, I wish I had his speed.
Oh, come on. You're not too bad. You're the third of the next-gen cars. Behind Ant, who got to run a whole bunch on this track Tuesday night, and Walker, who knows
He's
how
basically lived here.
much practicing. Yeah.
Well, I was ahead of Ant just a second ago. Must have just beat me.
He just put in a flyer. 132.058. Trevor's 137.2.
Ooh. So
Yeah,
Trevor, what are you seeing in this track, man, with the next gens?
No grip.
Yeah,
Lots of
that's
braking.
Braking early in this thing. I was going to ask you how you put down such a fast lap. Like, are you just braking early and carrying speed through the corners?
I was braking early, but the lap that I ran that was the fastest, I actually tried braking, I don't know, maybe 20 feet later than I normally brake, and that's what got me the fastest lap. But I don't think that'll work on tires that are under 20 laps old.
Yeah. Are you seeing tire wear? Like, do you think we're going to be taking tires on Sunday?
I don't think so, because my fastest lap was on like lap 30 on these tires, so I don't plan on changing tires at all. Maybe I shouldn't tell you that, but
Yeah, don't give away too many of your secrets just yet.
I don't have my notebook out, man.
Working your way through those S is awesome, Trevor. And now on to the back section of the track, headed towards NASCAR turn 2, and now turning in to the infield, cutting off NASCAR, I guess 1 and 2, or Indy 1 and 2. So Yeah, we're noticing a lot of breakup, tire brake lockup, I should say. Easy for you to say. And so, what's going to be the key to minimizing that brake lockup?
Yeah, you really got to brake way sooner than you think you need to, and way sooner than I feel like I do at any other track. So it's going to be really easy to go off course. And my goal for Sunday is to try and get a 0x, and if I can do that, I'll be happy.
That's a lofty goal on a road course with up to maybe 20 or more next gen cars out there as well.
Going into turn 1.
Yeah.
That's going to be, I don't think I'm going to qualify. I'll start at the back to try and avoid that madness.
Yeah, turn 1's going to be nuts. In the GT4 cars on Tuesday, turn 1 was clear, but leading up to turns 2 and 3 was when people started to get a little dicey, and we had a couple people go around.
Yeah, it's all going to be all about survival, I think. So.
Oh man, Walker just ran like a 130. 130.9. He's moving.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I guess that's what happens when you park your camper at the track.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to be here a while, you might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like it was still early in the season, Trevor. Is there a race that sticks out in your memory so far this season?
Right now, it's just Charlotte and those 300 green flag laps, and how my legs were rubber when I tried to stand up afterwards.
Amazed nobody fell asleep during any of them.
Oh yeah. That's awesome, man.
Well, Ant disappeared in the middle of the race. I don't know if he fell asleep.
Oh, my headset fell asleep, unfortunately.
Oh.
Good old technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's the worst.
What do you think of the multi-class stuff? I see you got a McLaren hot on your tail now, Trevor. What do you think of the multi-class on the track at the same time?
That's all right during practice. I don't know if I'd ever want to do a race like that. They kind of startle you sometimes because they're so much faster through the turns, but then so much slower on the straightaways. So it's different for sure.
We saw you pull away from Kyle Ryan, it looks like, in the McLaren on the Holman Straight, and now you're working your way through the back S's again. And he's right on your bumper until you get on the straight. You trying to hold him off? Are you racing really hard?
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's not often I have a car around me, so when someone is around me, it's a little bit fun just to race them.
I don't think you give yourself enough credit. 2 different racing lines through here, but now we get to see the horsepower of the next gen just gap the McLaren almost instantly. You can see him pulling away. Awesome stuff here. The Midwest Motorsports League. You've been with us, what, like 4 or 5 seasons now, Trevor?
No, it's only my 3rd season.
It just feels like you've been here forever.
Yeah, it feels like it. That little gnat that won't go away, you know?
Oh, thanks.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm always, seems like I'm calling you up front a lot, and you just don't seem to have the finishes that show how good you run. And I think you're long overdue for a good run, Trevor.
I mean, I say I'm a solid 3rd to 8th place driver. I don't really have the speed to win at this point, but maybe I'll get there eventually.
Well, you seem to run clean around everybody. You know, I'm not calling you in wrecks a lot, so a lot of times eliminating those small mistakes is the first step to getting a great finish. And then there's always a little bit of luck involved in when the last yellow comes, or if it comes, sometimes like it didn't come the other night.
Always seems to come at the worst times.
Doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
I'm the one who throws them, and I hate having to do it half the time.
Well, it's always fun calling you, Trevor. I'm glad you're in our league, man. You make it better. Thanks for sticking around.
Yeah, of course. I love the league, so hopefully I'll be here for quite a while.
Hope so too, man. You and Josh got that Canadian brotherhood thing going, so Josh needs all the support he can get.
It's just the two of us.
Isn't that a song? You can make it if you try.
Yeah, that's the theme of this race too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. Well, it's going to be a lot of fun on Sunday evening, man. We're look forward to be running up front. Thanks for spending some time with us, man. I'll send you back down.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, Trevor. Trevor McLaughlin. Like I say, he's definitely due for a better finish than what he's had recently, but
He's typically pretty competitive. I know normally he's around the same point of the track with me. I always like driving around Trevor. He's a good, clean racer and hard racer, which is fun. It's fun to get somebody that's going to race you hard and clean.
Am I back?
Welcome back. Oh, you're still up here in the broadcast.
Oh, never mind.
Hang tight. James set himself down. Hang tight.
I did. I had clicked on my own button and moved you. Moved
Didn't say
myself.
this was going to be a professional streaming night.
Yeah, that's right. We're winging it. All right. It's all good. Let's see if I send him to the netherworld or if I send him to the right chat.
That chicane's getting worse, guys. There's dirt all over the place now.
Can you see it, or does it show up? Does it just show up?
There's just dirt all over the track now. Somebody's playing in the sand pit somewhere near turn 5 and 6.
Man, it is crazy how fast these next gens can gap on full throttle.
It is weird watching you guys just pull away from us GT4s. I would have assumed it'd be the other way around.
Yeah, I just went back and watched me pass Keith to see if there was any engine noise you could pick up. But dang, man, watching that car pull away, it was quick.
Yeah, coming out of a corner, chasing down a next gen, by the time I've hit the line, they're already, like, out of view for me.
Yeah, you kind of got to get them going into a corner. And kind of like Pablo, just give them the bumper and move them.
Pretty much. They're probably a lot sturdier, too.
See, changing up this will help any. Who we got next, James?
I don't know where you want to go. We're riding along with Josh Watt right now. He goes down the Holman Straight into the 90-degree left-hander. Nice and smooth. Want to get some hopper? Christopher?
Yeah, bring up the hop.
All right, let's do it.
I'm sure he'd be more than happy to chat with us.
All right, we're going to startle him just a little bit because we're just going to yank him up here without telling his compatriots that he's leaving the chat. Hopefully,
I'm sure he's prepared.
I don't know.
He's been with us long enough. He knows what we do.
That's right. And Christopher Hopper, I'm getting you off of mute right now. Hey, buddy, how's it going, man?
I'm good, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Much better now that we're hanging out with you in the booth.
Oh, stop.
What do you think about the Indy road course, man?
Oh, I feel redeemed because Tuesday night, two of my sons had a Christmas concert, so I couldn't be here for the race. And when I heard about this race on the podcast, shout out. I was like, ooh, I think I'm gonna make it. And then I found out Thursday night tonight was supposed to be another concert, but we have a massive storm here in northern New York, so I just had to, twist my arm and pop into this race with everybody, and I'm having a blast. So, yeah, I get to race Indy after all.
I hope everybody stays safe up there in the bad weather. Looks
Thanks.
like you're getting a good slipstream up here off of, is that John Daniels in front of you?
No, this is Keith Hurlbut. I've been giving him a hard time all night. He's my teammate at Simulant, and he knows I'm just messing. Oh, give him a little. Oh, yep, little too close there. We got to give the people a show tonight,
That's right. Nice little lock up there. I know, hard to do. Pat your head and rub your belly at the same time.
Right.
Live and talk to us. But it's all good. I bet Keith going to enjoy this 3 or 4 second gap he's got now. It won't take long for you to run him down. But you got some smoke still going on. Are you noticing any differences since the update as far as the track surface? I mean, I see the smoke still going on. I see some other graphics added on.
Yeah, I think, honestly, I'm a big fan of the update right now. I just love the gravel. Like, the fact that when a car re-enters the track and there's gravel, it's loose. And that actually, has a negative impact on your traction. And then as cars go over that over time, it kind of dissipates. I mean, that's the kind of attention to detail that I think, again, makes a simulator really cool. And just adds to the immersion factor. So hats off to the team for this season's release.
For sure. I'm with Josh Watt and Ant Castor up here, so don't talk too badly about him. You guys, anything for Christopher as he runs through some dirt there that we see?
Yeah, Chris, what are you excited for most about the next or the upcoming Road Series season?
I am really excited to have multi-class back in Midwest, and I was gonna lament the GT4s, like I'm stuck down here in the AMs, but thanks to Justin Thaler for encouraging me to stick with the Porsche. I have, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I have fallen in love with the GT4s, and if you had talked to me 6 months ago, I was ready to quit iRacing, as we all do, I think at least once a year, over the GT4, like. God damn it, and yeah. Here I'm like, you know what? I love the GT3s. I'm kind of jealous, but I'm actually super happy that I get to drive this car for another season and try to hone my skills and get better. And love the competition and love that after 2 years, January will be my 2-year anniversary. I'm starting to feel like I understand the physics of a turn.
Yeah, for sure. So have you booked tickets yet to actually go out to Spa in real life since you've won there twice?
Yeah. Wait, is it twice? Is that the second time?
Well, I know you won there in our hosted session in the league race, and I believe you posted an official race, which is quite the spectacle, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for reminding me of that. It was really, honestly, Midwest meant more. But to having my first official P1 be also at Spa in the wet, yeah, that was fun. I have friends that live not far from there, and I've been a stone's throw from that track probably 10 times in my life and just have never gone. So the next time I go, it'll be IRL.
Awesome. You have to post some pictures for sure.
Oh, you know it. You know it. How about you guys? What are you looking forward to? Have you guys been sharing opinions and stuff, or I'm curious?
I mean, I'm definitely interested in seeing how the GT3s and GT4s get along on the track.
Yeah.
I mean, your fast guys are already fast in the GT4s, so they're just going to be that much faster with the GT3s.
It's true. Yeah, it's really true. It's going to be great, though. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's definitely going to be interesting. Hopefully we can keep the giant car grid sizes we've had.
Yes.
And have some really great tight racing between the classes.
Yep. Well, I think one of the pros of having the multi-class is that you have that much more variety to offer potential new drivers. So if guys were like, I don't like GT4s, well, if you qualify in pro, you can do the GT3. Oh, sweet. So I think there's a good diversification there that should make, I hope, things robust.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, when you put it that way, it'd be nice to have more variety.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna try to overtake Keith one more time here.
You see, you caught him right
Yeah.
almost in the same spot you did last time.
Yeah.
There's a big enough gap this time. We should be right in the slipstream with enough time to pop out before you get to the braking zone. He should see you, and let's see if you can get in the slipstream. And he's flying down the straight. You got to
He
get
is that Mercedes.
Yeah, Porsche does not like straight stretches.
No,
nice.
but we're gonna get him here.
Look at
Come
all
on.
that gravel.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
Nice.
This is it, boys. This is it. Here we go.
He's got him.
With the lockup coming out of the S's. Chris Hopper left and then right and jumps the curbs. All four wheels off the ground as he makes the pass complete. Earl Butt is trying to distract him.
Oh, he's sending it. He's sending it.
He dive bombs right into the grass. He goes. There's plenty of room. He makes it 2 more.
God, I love this. Sorry, James. Sorry to interrupt. I just had to say it.
It's awesome. Nice move. Like, you're not rid of him yet. He's still right
No.
behind you.
He's coming. Let's see. What's he gonna do?
And he knows the
Oh, switch back. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Oh, we braked. Come on.
Man, quite the battle back there.
Merck pulls out another car length. You go across the yard of bricks one more time. In a practice session, you would never know it was just a practice session.
Look at him, little weave on me.
Regardless.
Yeah. Nice. Who says practice sessions can't be fun? He outbreaks himself that time, goes way deep. Opportunity. Tell us about your paint there, Hopper. It looks like, I mean, you can't miss it. You can see it from a mile away with the pink and the blue and the X. What's that all about?
He keeps on comms there. Oh, buddy, you know I love it. I'm being interviewed right now by James and the gang, so you're on camera. Snap. To answer your question, James, yeah. yes. Got to give a show. So Hopper X was just kind of like something I've been sitting on for a while, and was like the racing / gaming pseudonym, and I told my son too, because we were starting to do some cycling and some endurance races in 2025, and like I think I want to race under Hopper X. Like I just think that's cool. I don't know why. I'm a 45-year-old dad who is no longer cool, but I try to be in my own mind. And so Hopper X, and I'm like, you know what? I just think it looks fun. It's mysterious, and X being a factor of, so like, you know, sim racing times cycling times day trading times, you know, Call of Duty, whatever it is, and that's kind of the brand. So yeah, just having fun. You gotta have fun with this stuff. That's why we do it.
Yes, you do, and I can tell you're having fun. Roger Pinsky's going to send you a bill for tearing up his grass there. I'm sure it'll take a check or credit card. But you know, that's awesome, man. That's really cool to, you know, be cross-generational and cross-platforms as well. You know, variety is the spice of life, and
Yes.
you learn from different groups of friends, and being around different people and makes you a better person all around. So more
That's true.
experiences for everybody as you grow up, man. It's really cool. I looked up to my dad for cross-training me in multiple different avenues as well. So yeah, it pays off, man. And we're glad you're with us, Hopper, man. It's a lot of fun.
Thank you.
On and off the track, man. It's a lot of fun. And 2 wins last season. Let's not forget Montreal and Spa. Both of them were wet weather races. And yeah, hopefully some more of that as we go in the fun runs for the off season and the next season, multi-platform too. So it's really cool.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate being here. It's a big family, and very grateful to always talk with you. And thanks for the airtime.
Always, man. We're gonna do this again. This is the first Midwest Motorsports ride-along broadcast. I think we got just about everybody. Christopher, I'm gonna do my best to send you down to the road series, but I'm about 50-50 on whether I get the right race chatter. I'll work on that.
Sounds good.
Thanks again, brother. Good luck.
You too. Good night, guys.
See you around. That's Christopher Hopper, man. He's a blast, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I've just caught Taylor. Oh. I think the intimidation factor of the front end of this car. Oh, never mind. He pulled over.
I was going to say, we're following you now. He's right on you. So you pulled over to let you go? Yeah.
Oh, yep, man. I just smoked those tires. Gotta take the bypass here.
Nice. That's the motorcycle track. Actually, that's the course the motorcycles use. High lean angle. Oh, you can see the dirt as you went through that section, crossed back over. That's pretty awesome. More of the update coming through.
Yeah, it is insane, the closing distance of these cars. Like on these straight stretches. I think I can probably catch him by the next time I'm over here.
We're seeing Josh letting a couple cars go also. You got a lock up in front of you. That might be
Not
John.
necessarily by choice. These next gens are stupid fast on those straights, as Ant said.
That's definitely.
And no chance out here.
Is that Olavison that you were with? And
Yep. And then Albert Williams just passed us both.
Ty Williams. All right.
Is Ty in a next gen?
Yep.
Yes, he is.
Nice.
He's just now going past the pit entry.
I think I'm making Robert here a little bit nervous having a safety car behind him at all times.
Turn on your lights. Pull him over.
He let you go.
Is Robert in the chat?
No, he's not.
Oh, man.
I'd love to hang out with him for a second. Robert and James are longtime members of the Midwest Motorsports.
Let me see if I can key him up and see if we can get him in here.
Yeah. If you get a response from him in the meanwhile, I'll pull up my truck commentator, Walker McAnulty.
Hello?
Hey, Walker, it's James. I'm here with Ant and Josh in the booth. So don't talk bad about Ant or Josh, all right? They can hear you.
I'll try not to.
Now, how's it going, man? You are hauling the mail, son.
Yeah, I'm having some fun. I'm not exactly... while I'm happy with the lap that I put down, it is kind of a sad lap because I'll never do it again. So my relative will always be red from now on. So,
That's a pretty fast lap, man.
yeah, that was one of those where it was actually peaceful and quiet in the voice hall for like 2 minutes, and I was able to get something put together. But yeah, oh shit.
We got traffic in front of you. Oh, and he goes around. And Walker. Yeah. Roger Penske's going to send you a bill for that grass cutting near Walker.
I could do a track guide live if you want.
Let's do it, man. Let's let it rip. We'll let you come around to start a lap of your own. You're now coming through. All right, go ahead as we start a new lap.
All right, so this final chicane is a bit on the tough side. And I'm probably one of the only idiots that's going to be using first gear through here. You get the car turned better, but it's very difficult just because of the RPM. But now we're coming around the final corner. Really difficult final corner. You can't ever get full throttle, but now we're going down the front straight. you're going to be looking for the end of the pit wall for your braking point here. So up through to 5th gear, into the pit wall for your braking, all the way down to 1st gear. Softly get it turned in, and then turn in here for turn 2. Really easy on the throttle. Get it up into 2nd gear, and then you start braking while you're still turning there for turn 4. And now we come up here to the chicane. That is, as you can see, difficult.
Whoa, where are you going? Into the wall. Walker McNulty. It's all good. Only when the spotlight's on. You can blame the broadcaster's curse for that one. I apologize.
Yeah, let me. I've got damage.
Yeah, you got damage now.
Um,
Give me a chance. You're gonna reset. Try again.
it takes like 5 laps for it to warm up, so I'll just give up now. I've been driving for however long now. 43
it's
laps.
been over an hour and a half, actually.
Yeah, I think McLaughlin was saying he ran some of his fastest laps like almost 30 laps in on his tires.
Yeah, I mean the tires, I mean, I think they take like 8 laps to get up to where they're actually at a good temperature to hot lap. I mean, you know, whenever we first joined the session, every lap I did for I don't know, like 20 laps solid almost was faster than the last one, as the tires just kept getting better and better and better and better. So yeah, cold tires, it's a pain, especially here because of all the slow stuff.
Yeah, the slow turn left, turn right, and you're trying to stay in the throttle, but it's like driving on marbles.
Yeah, it is. Especially once everybody brings all the kitty litter out on track, it makes it even harder.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, we're asking everybody about the update that happened Tuesday. Have you been able to notice any difference?
What, in like these?
In anything
specifically? Well, first I'll go ahead and talk about the debris stuff. I think that is insanely cool. You know, I love the fact that it's fully dynamic. Like, you bring it out onto the track and then it slowly goes away as cars go over it, and like the marble build up and all that stuff. Super, super cool. And then the GTP updates with the new tire model. I think the new tire model is super promising. You can really kind of wrestle the car more with the new tire model they put on just the GTPs. And I think they said they were trying to bring the new tire model to all the NASCAR cars at some point this season, which would be sick, because I think it'll really, especially on road courses, bring these things to life.
Yeah, well, you can see even on the broadcast, track has been open now for 1 hour and 33 minutes, and you can really see. I mean, there's literal brown dirt off track as these guys, GT4 cars, are going way off track. But we'll ride along with Ant and his cockpit view, and I mean, you can see the difference offline. Just in an hour and a half of practice.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how much it adds up. I mean, on Tuesday night, for example, we, I may or may not have pulled some kitty litter onto the track in qualifying, like right off the bat in turn 4, and then for the entirety of qualifying and also for half of the race, there was still gravel there, but it was slowly going away. You know, it's super cool how that works. So it's a really cool update, and I'm really excited for everything that they're bringing with the new UI and everything else.
Yeah, right on. Might take a little getting used to. Hopefully, it's not so different that it doesn't throw you off coming into pit, checking boxes. Hopefully they'll make that a little easier, right?
Yeah, I mean, right now I use my wheel to move through boxes, and I'm still using my wheel to click check marks and everything, and sometimes you end up hitting the wall because you're trying to uncheck your tires or whatever. So,
Oh, I feel that, man.
but yeah, I mean it's it's a cool update, and I'm just really excited for the future.
We are too, man. Sunday's going to be madness heading into turn 1. On the start, especially.
Yeah, that'll be something to watch for sure. Will be the start. See who's the bravest on the cold brakes. I'm probably not going to be very brave on the cold brakes because every time I try to be brave on cold brakes and cold tires, I end up in the hot dog stand. So
Yeah.
it'll be fun, I think.
They make
Are
pretty
you,
good hot dogs.
Are you joining James in the broadcast booth Friday out in
Yeah,
Sonoma?
I am. Yeah, I'll be here or be there.
What are you expecting from that?
I think it should be a really good race. The typical players at road courses are going to be fast. The Thaylors, if both of them race. You'll have Ty, he'll be fast. I'm sure Dustin will try to figure something out to be fast. And then like if Mark Cochran is there, for example, he seems to usually have some pretty decent pace on road courses. So we should have a pretty good race on Friday. And I have no idea who's gonna even be the guy to beat, to be honest. Like there's definitely been a growing number of good road course drivers. And then you've got Jason Phillips, who's kind of an unknown to everybody, I would say. Obviously he's a great road course driver, but at the same time, I don't know if he's ever driven a truck on a road course before. And, speaking from experience, it's not a very easy thing to go from driving, GT4, GT3s to a cup car or a truck on a road course. It's massively different.
Yeah, it's kind of like ice skating at times.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty wild how different the driving discipline is between the two.
In Sonoma, I think there'll still be a competition caution, so they gonna make for some interesting rotations if anybody decides to come in before the caution.
Yeah.
So that's how a couple guys cycled up front in that race last season, but with the difference in the fuel capacity as well, I think they went down 10% this season. So who knows? There might be an extra pit stop than we had last year, and Josh might even get to run the safety car out there. You never know. Road courses are a possibility for that, right, Josh?
I think he had to hop out real quick.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Josh has been here with us almost all night, but yeah, awesome. Walker, it's always fun to have you in the booth, man. Thanks for joining us. Your seat will be saved tomorrow night right next to me, man. We're going to have a great time calling the truck series out at Sonoma.
All right, yeah. Thanks for having me on. I'm gonna get out of here and let my brain rest because an hour and a half solid of this is definitely will take a toll on you. But everybody have a great night.
You
See
too,
you
bud.
guys tomorrow.
You too, Walker. That's Walker McAnulty. This is still the purple lap by over a full second.
He's moving.
He's got it. He hit the money line, he said.
Is Robert down in the race chatter?
He is waiting to give this a shot and see if he can pull it off.
Let's do it, man. Let me see if I can get the cameras on him first. Then we'll pull him
Not
up.
entirely sure if he's out on track, but
No, he's not. All
he
good?
may not be able to drive and chat at the same time, so.
Okay.
I'll pop him in here. We'll find out.
All right.
You want to grab him up, Ant? Please do.
Oh. I'd have to pull over.
No, don't do it. Don't do
Let
it.
me do it. Let me do it since I'm not doing anything else at the
I'm
moment.
working on it. Okay, you got
I
it.
got him.
Joe.
I got him.
Road Cup drivers
There we
only.
go. I got him.
All right. Robert Olavison, it's James, Josh, and Ant in the booth. Have you got us?
He is currently muted,
Oh, muted.
and I think
My
he's
bad.
talking in the game.
I got it. Come on.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
There you go.
Oh, hey, there you are.
How's it going, man?
It's going well. I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you here, considering I've doing this now for a couple of years, and I'm still not all that good at it.
Hey, you never know, man. We see you every week, and you're always up there running. It looks like you're having fun, and that's really all that matters, man. That's why all of us do this is just for fun, and that's the most important part. It looks like you're really enjoying yourself. I love the Miller Genuine Draft number 22. It makes it easy to spot as I'm calling you around the track. So I see you're coming down pit lane now. What do you think about the Indy road course? What do you think we're going to see Friday night?
Yeah, it's a really tough course. I haven't had a whole lot of experience on the road courses, so I've been struggling trying to find my braking zones. I'm either braking in too hot and then blowing right past the turn, or I'm braking too soon and losing speed in the turn. So it's a very, very challenging course, but it's a lot of fun to try to get up and around this course.
Yeah. Right on. Well, that's, how you get better, by kind of stepping outside of your comfort zone and trying new stuff, right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. As I've been with iRacing now for 3 years, and I find it a whole lot of fun. It's really what I like about what we do here is, like, when I get to go to a race, like at NASCAR or something, and you see the cars on the track, and then you come home, you get on the simulator here, and you're seeing the same thing the drivers are seeing. And it's really cool to see how tough it is for them when you're out there rolling around on the course. But basically, with Midwest Motorsports, I really like racing with these drivers out here because they seem to be very respectful of one another, and they allow guys like me who, not all that good at it, but they let me come on in a race and race me clean, and I try to race them clean. I really like hanging around with these guys as we get out here on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. And like I say, you've been here so long. Do you have a race that sticks out in your mind as one of your better performances, or a close battle that you had with anybody specific that kind of just sticks out in your brain?
Yeah, the best finish I've had was last year. I had a third place finish, and it was more of a strategy call on my part. I want to believe that it might have been Michigan that we were at, and I was able to get the fuel strategy right to allow a guy that runs middle of the pack to stay out of a little bit of trouble. And coming down to the end, everybody was having to dive in for extra fuel, but I was able to hold on to my fuel and get a third place finish, which I was really excited to get on the podium because after 2.5 years, usually riding around in the back of the pack, it was really cool to be able to get up there once and see myself on that podium.
That's awesome. That is great, man. That's great. And tell us who involved between you and James. Did James sign you up, or did you sign James up?
Yeah, it was actually me. I raced for a while. It's funny because the story how I got into NASCAR. I'm a guy from California, from San Diego, and I really didn't follow racing much growing up. But my son, who was not much into sports, I was trying to connect with him, and I was sitting down watching I think it was the 99 Daytona 500, and my son's sitting there watching it. So I sat down with him, watched it, and that's when I started realizing, hey, these guys are pretty talented out there. As I watched Dale Earnhardt Sr. make some passes, I'm like, that's pretty cool. So I asked my son who his favorite driver was, and of course, at his age, he said, that number 24 guy, Jeff Gordon. I'm like, well, I can't really connect with that guy. I'm a little older than him. So I said, you know what? Who's his rival? My son goes, well, that guy in the black number 3, Earnhardt. I'm like, well, now I got a driver. So that's how I got into NASCAR. Well, as we transition, we get a little older. We've been doing this for 20 plus years now. I ran into iRacing before he did, and I knew that once I fell in love with it, he would. So I actually introduced him into this iRacing in this league. So, and of course, he's gotten a lot better than me.
Bragging rights on the Thanksgiving dinner table, or the Christmas holidays coming up. Yeah, that's great. What a fun story, man. And you're not the first father-son duo that's connected. We talked to Christopher Hopper earlier today in the GT4 cars, and he's connecting with his son, iRacing, and his son gets all the hand-me-down stuff, but if you know anything about Christopher Hopper, his hand-me-down stuff is probably as nice as any other rig out there. But it's as long as you're in there together and talking about it during the week and bringing you closer together, man. Anything that brings family closer together, definitely a plus and something that should be encouraged. So, thanks for sharing that awesome story, man. That's great.
Yeah, and it's funny you should mention that because my son is the guy that he has the wraparound screen, he has the brand new wheel, and he's really into this. But any chance that I can give him a little pit maneuver in a practice, well, it might happen once in a while, but it's all done out of love.
Absolutely. And the Aslan brothers, John and Nick Aslan, and I'm glad that Midwest Motorsports is a platform that helped provide that kind of stuff.
It is.
Seems like everybody here is just having a great time. We're all here for the same reasons. Nobody takes it too seriously if there are accidents or slip-ups on the track. We know it's never intentional. It gets competitive at times, but it's all in good fun. And now we get to broadcast it as well and share it with your friends and family. Have you
That
been
is
able
awesome.
to share it with anybody that's not that familiar with it and seeing you guys racing together?
Yeah, I've shared it mostly with family, the spouse, because, well, she's mom to my son, and of course she's my wife, and of course blood's thicker than water, so she's rooting for him most of the time, but I understand that. But it's fun to share the race with her after the fact, and like you said earlier, the bragging rights every now and then when I do get the once in a blue moon opportunity to get, a higher finish than he does, and she likes to see that stuff too. So yeah, do share it with the family.
Awesome.
If I might interject there, does any of your family get to watch any of the races live?
Yeah, typically we'll go back and watch it after the fact. We'll catch it then. They don't typically watch it live because she likes to watch the TV, and then I like to come back and show her what we had done.
Okay, that works.
Hey, Robert.
Yes.
Is there a favorite track you have in the circuit that we run?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do like to get around when we get a chance to get to Phoenix. I do like Las Vegas, but I got to admit, Talladega is my number one. If I can stay out of those crashes, I like to roll around in Talladega in that pack racing because I'm gripping that wheel so tight, trying not to run into anybody else. And, your heart rate's going 100 miles an hour throughout the entire race if you're racing in the pack. And that's exciting.
Yeah. So at Phoenix, are you a dogleg guy or do you stay up on the track?
No, I'm going to cut that corner when I can. I'm actually going to come down and get across that start-finish line low and then come back up into turn one.
That's awesome. Yeah, I appreciate a good Phoenix race. Talladega, it can really get the heart pumping, especially when you can't see in front of you because you're pushing somebody. That's nerve-wracking. And then the checkups also just make you kind of swallow your stomach.
That effect it does, absolutely. But that's why you come out here and do that. And again, with these guys out here that we're racing with here, everybody I've ever raced with, I've not ever raced with anybody that has done something that I felt was intentional. They all try to race really clean. Of course, we're going to do bumping. It's going to have accidents. I've caused a few, going around, but nobody's ever taken it out and thought that anything was on purpose. That's why I really like racing with these guys here.
Yeah, I ended up bumping you a little heading down into, I think, 4, and you just told me, bumping's racing, man. It's going to happen.
It absolutely is, especially when the guy's trying to learn the track, and I'm going slower than everybody else, and I'm cutting the corner at the wrong angle that you're not expecting me to cut the corner at. I deserve to get hit in the rear end when I'm still trying to get through there. I get it.
All in good fun, like you said. And then we chat about it afterwards on the Discord. So it's all part of what makes Midwest Motorsports what it is. And so we appreciate all the admins that make it possible, all the members, all the drivers that make it possible too. And you're a big part of that. And a long-standing member, Robert. We appreciate you, man. And look forward to doing this Indy road course thing on Sunday. This be your first time on the Indy road course in a Cup car and competition?
It will be, and I hope to stay in the back and out of everybody's way and try to make it as clean as I can and just finish the race. I want to finish the race in one piece and do it without getting any penalties or causing anybody wrecks. That's my goal.
Right on. It's going to be a lot of fun. Headed down into turn 1 for the first time. So we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing you and hopefully James with us too.
Yeah, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you guys today. Thanks so much.
Great.
Thanks for coming up, man.
You got it. We'll see you guys on Sunday.
Looking forward to it. We'll have some more of these ride-along broadcasts with the fun run. This has turned out to be a great success and a YouTube test for us as well. So, yeah, keep your eyes open. You never know when we're going to pop up another one of these fun guys. There we go. I'll send you down to the Cup Race Chatter. Thanks for whoever fixed that on the right-click menu option.
Does that make that easier on you?
So much easier. Thank you. I figured that might be you, Josh.
Yep. I thought, since they're all the same, we might as well.
Awesome. Looks like the YouTube's got some chatters in there too. We see a Chase. Thanks a lot, man. It's not the same without a walrus in it, he says. So I'm not sure where Travis is, but around here somewhere. A lot of fun. I see Dustin Reinstettel's joined us now, and he's gone up to the second in the time charts. He still hasn't got down to a 30, 31.4, 30.5 for Walker. He must have caught it with a green track and no marbles on the track and money lap.
Yeah, he was saying everything just worked perfectly.
All good.
I'm surprised none of our BMW drivers showed up tonight. The only car that has not been on the track during this entire session.
Yeah, that's right. We're all W's. Nowhere to be found. We still got CJ Barzak. We haven't talked to him. Let's see if I can get him. Amazing to see these Cup cars and the GT4 cars on track at the same time. Like everybody's having a lot of fun. And maybe even CJ Barzak. Hey CJ, it's James, Josh, and Ant. You got us?
Yes, I do. Got me loud and clear?
Good to hear you, man. Still practicing. You can't get enough of this Indy road course getting old yet?
I truly never liked this place, ever. And then I actually sat down and decided to learn it. And now it's pretty fun. And now doing my first laps pretty much ever in the McLaren GT4.
Yeah,
I kind of wish I drove this.
You're not the only person to say that tonight. You got copper on your tail here.
Oh, I'll lose him real quick. Don't you worry.
There you go.
You got hit him with the pocket sand coming out of the corner?
No, my brother did that to me, though.
What do you think about the update? Is it pretty significant change?
Are we talking the iRacing update?
iRacing, yes, sir.
Yeah, the biggest notice, I haven't tried any of the new cars, but the lighting improvements are huge, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but the difference just on track surface is remarkable. It's like they took away whatever yellow filter they were running and bumped up the contrast, and it is beautiful.
No kidding.
You can really see it. Even on the broadcast, you can see some of the clay, the brown dust popping up every now and then, and even offline the tire marbles, and that's probably relating to why we're seeing a little bit slower lap times now than we had before, or we're seeing earlier. But DJ, you're right up here in the top of the charts, man. Fastest of the GT4s.
Barely. I had to do it.
So are you sticking with GT4 for next season?
I will be one of the drivers that are going into the GT3.
Okay, all right. Well, congratulations. Have you made a decision yet, or are you still doing some testing on your own?
I have. Kyle and I actually posted it in Discord. I think you saw it. Kyle and I are going to be running the McLarens next season. I'll be in the GT3. He'll be in the GT4.
Awesome.
Running a very similar livery, which is what I have on here now. And then I've got a matching one for the GT3. But we made that decision a couple of weeks ago.
Right on. Trying to confuse the broadcast team, are you?
Sure, something like that. We wanted to run sister cars, and that kind of limited our choices. And based on the limited choices and the cars that were available, he pretty much put the decision into my hands to whatever I felt most comfortable with in the GT3s. And knowing that rain is an option, I didn't want to be in the Mercedes GT3 with potential rain, and I really enjoy the McLaren. So,
Man, you know, this is just a sim, right? We're supposed to have fun. Everybody gets just caught up in all the little details and, you know, try to find that edge. And I love it. I think it's absolutely incredible. I mean, it says a lot about the level of participation that just Midwest Motorsports can bring, you know, in a platform just to bring people together and make you work so hard and just have so much fun. I mean, this is just a fun run. It's been going almost 2 hours, and man, I'm having a great time with the ride along Midwest Motorsports broadcast. So it's a lot of fun. CJ, you've been a big part of the league for a couple of years now, and
this is only my second season.
Yeah,
last season I joined, I think, 6 races in, so I was a latecomer to last season too.
Yeah, I mean, long season. You know, 22 races this season was pretty long, and
was it 22?
Well, yeah, we had a long season.
Oh boy.
Yep. And so, and a variety of tracks, a variety of lengths with the endurance races thrown in. Tempest weather system, there's another curveball, and if next season is anything like this season, the variety of tracks is going to be incredible. So really, there's always a chance for one car to shine over the other. So I don't think car selection, it's more about comfort zone than a meta car. It seems like they've done a pretty good job with the balance of performance, finding the right setup and fuel build for everybody. So yeah, it's going to be real exciting next season, and glad you're a part of it, CJ. You've been a big part of it, man. It's always a lot of fun calling you week to week, man. We appreciate you coming in and
thank you
and racing with us, man.
Absolutely. No, it's been a pleasure. It's I think, I mean, you and I have talked about this rather privately in the past, but yeah, ever since joining the league, I've pretty much not touched official races. Like this is what I care about. This is what I want to do. I don't care about the fake iRating and internet points. I'm racing for pride, and this is so much better.
Yeah, 100%, especially when you can get everybody up after the race and knowing that you're having fun, and you got 2 fast cars on your tail. DJ, it's pretty good to be driving and talking at the same time, man. I gotta give you credit.
And I'm actually, well, no, I'm losing time now.
Hey, CJ.
Well, hi.
Who's your sister car again?
Kyle Ryan.
Oh, I am on his tail.
Do me a favor and spin him.
Oh, okay. I'll give him a bump coming down the front stretch.
Dude, actually, you want to help me beat Walker's time?
Oh, give you a bump down the front stretch? Give you some top speed?
The full way down the back straight. We don't have the time for it. There's only 15 seconds left. That would have been a blast, though.
I didn't even think about that. So we ran I think, was it a TCR, Josh? Or GR86 versus the Cup cars?
Probably a GR86.
At Watkins Glen. Yeah. And Aaron Holroyd, I believe, had the idea to have a next gen get behind him and push him. And let me tell you, man, he was getting some speed in that thing.
That's one of these days. One of the fun runs we should run is like a MX-5 in like trucks or something on an oval.
Oh man,
because it would be hysterical.
Yeah.
The Martinsville run in the MX-5 Cup. I think there were 12 or 15 drivers. I think, Ant, you got flipped over on your lid that race, didn't you?
Yeah. Dude, that MX-5 around Martinsville was fun. Like the left front would just plant going into a corner, and you just feel like the whole frame just tilt. And it was a blast getting around in that thing.
Yeah, one of my favorite ever races was an MX-5 in GTP multi-class at Road Atlanta. It was the scariest, most fun thing I've ever done being in the MX-5.
Those things are a lot of fun. Watching them in real life as well. And checker flags are out for the session. I'm not sure I can pull up a rundown, but CJ, you were right up there, man. Fastest of all of the GT4s.
Yep, and I held it.
4.
Hopper got close. He put down a 31.8 at the end there. I'm going to take credit for showing him the line.
Super. There you go. Everything you know, did you?
And a few short laps.
There you go. The sun is starting to set on the Indy road course, and the sun is starting to set on the Midwest Motorsports first ride-along broadcast. Hope you'll join us next time. If you didn't this time, there will be more of these to come, and we'll do it again. CJ, thanks for joining us, man. We had a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Glad you're in the league, man. We're better because of it. That's CJ Barzak. Look for him in the McLaren, teamed up with Kyle next season. In a GT3, GT4 combo. So that's a wrap. Walker McNulty, fastest lap early in the session. Ty Williams second, Dustin Reinstedel third. Those were the next gen Cup cars. And sixth overall, not too bad.
Nah, not too bad. I think fourth overall in the Cup cars. It looks like we got some work to do and try and catch Walker. Let me see what his laps look like overall. Yeah. It kind of looks like he was averaging right around the mid 131, so maybe a low 131. So, I mean, if he can't pull off that fast lap again, it's going to be a pretty even field, I believe.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're never going to know what's going to happen until you run the race. So that's a wrap. For Josh Watt running the stream, our first YouTube Twitch stream is a success. A little bit of a late start. The Indy road course is fun. It looks like we're going to make it work tomorrow night for the Cup Series. You can join us at 7 o'clock for practice, 7:25. We should go live. And you're not going to want to miss it. Next Gen Cup cars, trucks are at Sonoma this Friday night, tomorrow night. I'm sorry. Next Gen is at Indy on Sunday. Friday, the Truck Series is at Sonoma, starting about 9:55 for the stream when then we go green. You're not going to want to miss it right here on the Midwest Motorsports YouTube channel. For Josh Watt, all the admins that make this league great, I'm James J, reminding you to stay in your lane.